Hi guys, today I'd like to talk to you about servicing on the tractors. Whether it's important to do, whether you can do it yourself, whether you're capable of doing it yourself, or whether it's worth the money that you're going to get charged for a dealership. So let's get started. All right, guys. So a very hot topic that we see all the time on the forums. We get asked about it. We have customers that ask us about it. We have customers that ask other dealers. And then you hear a lot of the chatter through the forums and through online platforms about servicing the tractors, changing the oil, doing a first service, doing a second service, having a dealership do it, have you do it yourself. What are the pros? What are the cons? And I don't always think that that gets a fair shake. And by a fair shake, what I mean is a lot of times what's getting portrayed on different sides of the fence is a completely different set of circumstances than it would be if you were looking at things apples to apples. We have this tractor here that we're going to get into, and we're going to show you some of the problems that this tractor has that would have been 100% avoided if a dealer would have done, well, and I shouldn't say that, a good dealer would have done this first service on this tractor, or even the second service, or the third service, or for that matter, the PDI. So one of the things I want to get into is you always see on the forums that you see that how much is your dealer charging you to do a first service? Because my dealer's charging me $600. My dealer's charging me $1,300. My dealer's charging me $700. Is that a ripoff? Should I just do it myself? And you'll see tons of people will chime in on that. Oh, just go and get the oil filter and grab the oil, and you could do it in an hour, and you'll be done with the oil change, and you'll save yourself $1,000. That is true if you were going to do an oil change. If you were going to do an oil change and you were getting charged $1,300, I would say you're 100% correct. But the fact of the matter is, if you look at your manual for these tractors, and like at our dealership here, we try to follow that manual to a T on the idea when they say that it needs a first service done on it, we do what it says to be done on a first service. We also add a few things into that. And then we also go through and we check we do kind of a pre-check on it. We do the service, and then we add a couple things into that. So you're getting quoted anywhere from, I need a first service, and the dealer tells you that we're going to change the oil and we're going to change the oil filter, which is not a first service on a tractor like this. You're getting a customer that is saying that they do a first service and they do an engine oil filter change on it. They might even do a hydraulic filter, a fuel filter, or whatnot. But then if you actually look at the manual and see what the manual says on there about, you need to check your belt tensions. You need to be checking your radiator hoses. You need to torque the wheel bolts. You need to torque the loader bolts. You need some of them will even go in there as far as to say that you need to be checking hydraulic hoses and stuff like that. That is not getting done on a lot of customers' product if you're doing it yourself. A lot of times when a guy does it himself, he does the engine oil, he does the engine oil filter, he does a fuel filter, he maybe does a hydraulic oil filter, maybe changes the hydraulic oil, but there's a lot of those things that don't get done. And I'm not saying that that's true for everybody. There's some guys out there that do tremendously good work doing their own stuff, but as a whole, we do not see that getting done. We see bits and pieces of a service getting done, not the whole thing. So like this tractor here is a 574 TYM. If you were to bring this tractor down to us, this first service on this tractor is around 6 hours to get this done. 5 to 6 hours service to get this done. And so a guy will say, oh my goodness, that's way too much time. What are you spending 5 hours on this tractor to do? One of the biggest things that takes a while to get done on here, and nobody does it, is torquing the loader bolts and the backhoe bolts. And the reason this tractor is in here right now is for lack of that exact very problem. So here's the loader mount sitting here on the ground. We have this off. The reason we have this off of this tractor is we actually have both sides of it off. So on this tractor don't have hardly any time on it, but it has 5 broken off bolts, and it has another one that ruined it, pulled the threads on here and ruined it. So we have 5 bolts out of here that hold on. So now when you look at these 2 mounts, we have both sides off. They're only held on by 6 bolts on each side, plus the rear brace to go to the back. So if you figure it 6 bolts, 12 bolts total, we got 5 of them out. We have almost 50% failure on the bolts that hold this mount to the tractor. And you could argue, I ain't going to stand in your way and say that is not true. You could argue that the manufacturer needs to do a better job tightening them up. The manufacturer needs to do a better job of putting more bolts in it. There's an argument to be made there, but the fact of the matter is, right now on any of these little tractors, it doesn't matter make, model, it don't matter if this is Deere, if this is Kubota, if this is New Holland, if it's Branson, TYM, Zetter, Deutz, LS, it doesn't matter what comes out of that model. This is a problem on all manufacturers, and customers overlook this all the time. These bolts need to be checked all the time. I mean, like, within the first 50 hours, I wouldn't doubt when we get a tractor back, we see 60 to 70% of the bolts that will get turn and a half torque out of them. And they were torqued when they left here. So when we did the PDI on our tractors when they leave, that tractor would have been PDI. It usually gets done when we receive the tractor, and it gets done when we sent it out. We check every one of them bolts. When it comes back in on its first service, we check those bolts again. When it comes back in on a second service, we check those bolts again. That also goes for the wheel bolts. When you have a wheel that has a two-piece rim like this tractor does, the exact same problem happens to it. You'll see the exact same problem where these wheel bolts will loosen up. You'll start getting a clicking, clanging sound that comes from the transmission rear end, and it's the wheels banging around back here because they're loose. So when you go to torque these down, one, they're hard to get to. They're a challenge to get to all these bolts, and there's a bunch of them, and they're all different sizes. So you have probably on like this one, I think you have 4 different sizes of bolts that hold the loader frame onto here. There's 4 different torques you need to find, and so if you're looking at the operator's manuals, they're tough to find because they don't just tell you the bolt that goes in that hole gets torqued to 200 foot-pounds. They will tell you, they'll give you a torque chart and say a 12 millimeter bolt by 1.25 thread pitch and an 8.8 millimeter bolt gets torqued to 250 pounds. So you need to actually figure that all out, which is something we've been working at here at our dealership, because our technicians have the same problem you would have, is how do we find that information? How do we find that information effectively and efficiently and get it done on the tractor so we're not spending forever looking at just for the torques for the bolts to get all the bolts torqued right on it. But it is a problem. It doesn't actually say that in your manual. It'll give you a torque chart and you got to screw around with finding them, but you do need to find them. But that being said, you see this problem over and over and over again on forums where guys have ran it, they've broke the bolts off, they've broke the bolt holes out of the casting, they've ran loose enough that then they've used them, they've broke the casting out of the bell housing of the engine, they've broke the mount off, they broke the rear axle mount off of them. It's a fairly substantial problem that you see a lot of people come on there that, oh, these bolts loosened up, these bolts loosened up. Most of the time when we get a brand new tractor, we torque the bolts, tractor comes back on a first service, they're loose. We get it back on a second service, there maybe is a couple that are loose. We get it back the third time, we're virtually stopped at that point. We usually don't see hardly any of them bolts come loose again. But in that first 100, 200, 300 hours, we see it all the time. We see those bolts loosen up. And if you're as a consumer, you as a customer, are doing your own services and you're not checking this, it's setting you up for a major failure on that. And if you read through the forums and stuff, you'll hear stuff that says that. But back to my original point of, does it pay to bring it to a dealer? That's completely up to you and what your skill level is. If you are a guy, if you own the tooling, you know how to change the engine oil, you know how to change the front axle oil, you know how to change the transmission oil, to change the filters, you can torque all those bolts down, you can torque the wheel bolts down on it, you can go up and you can check all the cooling hoses, you can check the radiator mounts, you can check the fan belts on it, you can check all the lights in the dash and all that. You're capable of doing that type of thing. Then by all means do that, as long as you keep a record of it in your manual or your receipts that you had that service done. So if there is a warranty claim that arises, you'll be able to take care of that. If you're not that caliber of guy, if you're not a guy that is used to doing that type of work, and you're not used to being able to find torque values for a bolt, putting them in, you're not used to torquing all them bolts down, crawling under there and finding them, and you're not willing to spend that 4, 5, 6, 7 hours to do a first service on a tractor, depending on the size and the complexity of the tractor, I would recommend taking it to a dealer. And when I say that, I got to preface that with, if you have a good dealer. If you have a dealer that you trust to do that and they're right on top of that and they're going to show you proof that they did all that stuff. One of the tall tale things, like this is a tractor that we did not sell. This came out of, it came out of Arizona, but anyway, this would never have happened if this came out of ours. If this would have came out of my shop, every one of these bolts would have 2 paint marks on it. Whoops. Where we checked them the first time, we put a paint mark on them. When we checked them the second time, they would have had an X on them. So we, like I said, stuff like that, when you see that we would have done that, you know, that bolt wants to live on the ground. If you would have got that from us, we can prove to you what we did in that time. So I would ask you that more or less than asking somebody, is it worth having the dealer do it? I would ask the dealer, can you prove to me that there's a value in bringing that tractor to you to get serviced? And if you bring it back to my dealership, I can show you a value of having us do that first service, having us do that work for you. And we know what we're doing, we know what we're looking at, and we can't guarantee you're never gonna have a problem. Don't get me wrong that way, because stuff breaks down. But we can mitigate stuff like this from not happening to where it's a down problem. It costs you a lot of dollars to get done. Like this one was very easy to get the bolts out of. That isn't always the case. These bolts came out fairly easily. We've had some of these that we've fought for days in order to get them bolts out of the tractor, get them down, get them fixed, get it back up and going again for the customer. And they've wallered out mounts. These mounts are not cheap if you got to buy a new mount. We've had some issues like that in the past. But I guess what I'm getting at when we say that, is it worth having the dealership do the service work for me? And is this a problem that can be avoided? Yes, it can be avoided. I would ask your dealership to show you what they did to justify that money. What did the dealership do to justify charging you $1,200 to do your first service? Because some of ours do cost that much to get them done. I can justify that, and I can show you what we did to charge that kind of money. And then I can go through that checklist and I can show you, this is what we did, this is what we checked on your tractor to make sure that if the tractor was just in here to get a first service, did we look the tractor over, and is there any other warranty issues that need fixed while we're doing it? While the tractor is here, is there some stuff that we should get taken care of that maybe you didn't even notice? And so that's the type of stuff that I'm saying the dealership can catch, that sometimes the do-it-yourselfer or the homeowner does not catch, because maybe they didn't even know they had a problem. They thought it was just business as usual, where maybe we could catch that for you. But that's what I'm getting at today, guys. And I would like to preach to you, if you're doing that service stuff to yourself, you're doing them on your own, you're going to do your first services, your second services, and there on out, keep a real close eye up here on the front. Your operator's manuals will go through. It doesn't matter what manufacturer, they'll go through these, and it'll be the loader operator's manual, not the tractor operator's manual, but it will go through that. And guys, there's bolts there, there's bolts there, there's bolts there, there's bolts on the inside of that, there's bolts all the way back here on the back axle. It's all of those that need checked. So I'm just telling you on that, I would look for that whenever you go to do your services. Check all them bolts, check those bolts again, and check them again. Every time your tractor comes in, check them. After you get through a couple, 300 hours, if them bolts stay tight, you'll be on the right track. You'll have them tight. They'll be done. But that is something you will see over the first little bit. You will see them loosen up time and time again. Guys, if you like the content of the videos that we make, we would love to hear your comments. Leave us a comment down below. Information like this, if you find it useful to you and you have another problem that you would like to know, if we have it in here, we'll gladly try to make a video for you so you can see it. Let us know that. Give us a like on, if you're on Facebook, if you're on YouTube, give us a like, share our videos. That helps us create more content for you. But if you could do that for us, we'd be greatly appreciate it. And I'd like to say thank you. We'll see you next time.